Hey guys, it's Ghost Queen. I have a new video here today. I'm going to do a walkthrough of my new Oracle deck that I just received a couple days ago, and it's called Agatha's Pendulum. Now, I am a fan of both tarot and oracle decks, but probably overall you're going to see me purchasing and collecting more oracle decks than tarot decks, just because I feel like, you can get more, um, you can do more with oracle decks than you can with tarot, because tarot is just one set system. All the cards in every tarot deck mean the exact same thing. It's just different themed decks of tarot decks. But with oracle decks, you have the freedom to, really play around and create different kinds of decks. So, yeah, I have several tarot decks, but I feel like I have a few that I like already. So I just don't feel like I need any more. Maybe if I saw one that really, shook my tree, I would get it. But for now, I'm focused mostly on getting new sets of Oracle decks. So, Agatha's Pendulum. I found this deck on Etsy. Don't mind my little teetering and tottering there. Okay, so this box back here is actually the box that it did come in. It's sort of an artsy, fun little box, which I'm using as a little backdrop today. So that was cool. It's always, everybody loves getting little packages in the mail, don't they? And that was a fun one to get. I liked it. So you open up the box. Inside, you will find a brown paper bag. And wrapped inside that, you will find this pouch with the cards inside of it. And that is inside of a plastic bag. Now, it only comes with an invoice receipt. This particular deck does not have a guidebook. So I want to stress that straight off the bat. This does not come with a guidebook. You are meant to just interpret the cards intuitively. So, if you're okay with that, then keep watching, because I think this is a pretty cool deck. Now, the cards come also shrink wrapped in a piece of plastic very tightly. So overall, I'd say the presentation, when I opened the box and everything, it was very nice, very professional. So I was impressed. Now, there is the card, I don't know what you would call this, an intro card or whatever, that just sort of explains that the deck does not include a guidebook, and, that you're to interpret it via the symbolism of the cards or your own intuition and interpret them, your own way. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. This is a skill that I think everyone should develop. So I think if the book is there, it's tempting to just automatically turn to it. So perhaps having a deck with no guidebook can be a good teaching tool. It does come with a hand-signed authenticity card, which is pretty cool too. I liked that. Yeah. So, Agatha's Pendulum. I actually have this really cute little phone stand that Wayne made me on the 3D printer. It glows in the dark, but I've also found it a handy little stand for cards. Okay, so I'm going to sit myself down now, and I'm going to do a little walkthrough of the deck. Now, the pouch that it comes in is like the one at least that I got is sort of a dark gray felt. I like it. It's soft. It feels nice, feels decent quality. And, it has these beads which you can slide in as you close the deck to keep the deck closed. So that was pretty cool. I did like that. So let's do a little walkthrough of the deck. Now, there are 40 cards in the deck. They are numbered, as you can see here, with card number 1. And each card does have a name for the card. So it's not like they do make some decks that are just artwork and they have no words on them whatsoever and no guidebooks. And so that's like really interpretive. This is, it gives you at least something to work with. So here we go. We're going to do a little walkthrough of this deck. Now, the cards, they might be a little bit thinner than average. The cardstock is not super thick, but it's decent quality. The corners are somewhat rounded off. Yeah, and I just love the artwork. That is what attracted me for this deck and, hooked me in. It's got some really whimsical, fun, pretty artwork. Some of the cards are to be read horizontal, as I just showed you, and some are vertical. But it's fun, it's playful, and I feel that it's really cool artwork. He is a good artist, the guy who makes the deck. I believe his name is Rodney. I can't remember his last name, I'm sorry. Let's see if it's on the thing here. Rodney Howington. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I really think he's a great artist. And it's sort of that spooky, kind of almost Halloween feel imagery, which I do like. That's a cool card. This is the Labyrinth. So yeah, for me, it is primarily going to be about the artwork. That's how I can tell whether or not a deck appeals to me and I'm drawn to it. That's the primary thing for me, is the artwork. Now, I had gone on to Etsy to look for, every once in a while, I'll look on Etsy to see if Terry Foss has put out another run of her Earthly Souls and Spirits deck, because I've been after that deck for a long time, but it never seems to be in stock when I go to look, and I've been looking, like I say, for quite a while now. I've really wanted that deck. And when I went to look, it wasn't available, but I just decided to send her a message, just a shot in the dark. And she responded and told me, I really like this one, that she was putting out a run of 50 decks to sell. So I was so excited, and I told Wayne, and he went and snapped up 2 decks, one for me and one for him. And yeah, I'm really excited. So I should be getting that in a few days, and I will do a video for that deck because I've been wanting it for a really long time. A lot of people really like that deck. And I was really drawn to the artwork and imagery of that deck. This is, I feel like, a very, like I say, I'm probably repeating myself, but playful, whimsical deck. It kind of makes me feel like it reminds me of like Coraline or A Nightmare Before Christmas. It's sort of that whimsical Tim Burton type style. Is how I sort of view it. I love that one. That's a cool card. I love this tree. This reminds me of some of our Louisiana oak trees. The hollow. The dark king. The gray queen. I love this card. Forever 7. I'm definitely going to be doing some work with this deck. I really like it. Oh, he's cute in the clock. Little ghosty guy. Juju, you can see the curtains moving back there because Juju's peeking out the window. Looking for the infidels, the squirrels in the yard. The mill. And last but not least, also one of my favorite cards, the Underworld. Yeah, so there you have it. Agatha's Pendulum. I would recommend this deck. I was impressed. I think the quality, I've got something on there, but that's not the deck, that's me. I think it was a decent quality, you know, like I say, the card stock isn't super thick, but it's workable. It's not, I'm not afraid that the deck is going to be tearing, when I'm shuffling the cards or anything like that. It's not that bad. It's just maybe not as thick as some other decks, mass-produced decks. But, you lose a little, you gain a little. It's very unique. Certainly doesn't look like a mass-produced deck. The cards are a decent size, a little bit bigger than some other tarot decks. And like I say, the artwork is just fantastic, very playful, very whimsical, sort of fantasy, bright colors. Love it. Love it. So that deck gets a happy devil face from Ghost Queen. It's Ghost Queen approved. We love this deck. So I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. I would definitely suggest checking it out. I'm trying to remember. I think it was $45 on Etsy. Sort of an average price for, home-produced decks. And if you want to go and look and see if Terry Foss has any more decks left of the Earthly Souls and Spirits Oracle deck, I think I checked last night and there were still some available. So if you're quick, maybe you can catch a deck. I know this year she changed the back of the cards so that they have a white background with dark moons on them versus the usual black background with white moons on them. So they are slightly different. If you already have a deck and you want to get this new and improved, updated version, check it out. Okay, guys, I hope you have a lovely week. I will be back soon. I bid you adieu.